Hey, we have a great night planned for you. Some of you saw as you were coming in tonight some of the things that are on the field, and that's because we have an event called The Challenge for you tonight where you guys are going to be competing in your regions. Is the blue region here at all? Blue team? What about the yellow team? Anywhere? The purple team, have you gotten in here today? The champs? Hey, the champs came to play. Guys, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're also starting a brand new series that's going to be challenging for every single one of us. But before we get there, before we do that, can we all stand to our feet as we worship with our band tonight? Here we go.
Let's put those hands together, come on. I hope you guys came ready to sing. We gotta get loud in this place. Let me hear you. I was searching for something I knew was there but couldn't see. I remember the moment when the one I was searching for found me. Come on. 'Cause I can't make sense of it, no getting over it. How much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know you now. How could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. Front to back, help me out. I don't. Let me hear you. Oh, you can do better than that. Come on. I don't want anything else. 'Cause I need your love. I need your love. Jump, hey, hey, come on. Na 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 na, yeah. Come on. Like water.
God, I need you like I need air to breathe. I won't take you for granted. I won't go back to how I used to be. And I can't make sense of it, no getting over it. How much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know you now. How could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. Come on, sing it out.
I don't need anything else. I need your love. I need your love. I don't want anything else. 'Cause I need your love. Come on, let's get ready. 1, 2, 3, jump. Hey. Hey. Na 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 na, yeah. All right, repeat after me. 'Cause there's just one thing I need. All right, this side. There's just one thing. There's one thing. Come on, one thing. Everybody, there's one thing. There's one thing. Woo! Let me hear you. I don't. Come on, lift your voice. I need you. I don't want anything else. All right, grab a friend and tell them to get ready. 1, 2, 3, jump. Hey. I don't need anything else. Hey. All right, students, somebody in this place, just make a little bit of noise. Come on.
Let's keep that energy going. Come on, hands up. Closer, you are closer. We can feel you moving everything. Present in this moment. Together we believe. Sing it out. Here and now. Come on. Here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, So all of our attention is on you. Present in this moment, we stand upon your truth. Here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, in our midst. Here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, here and now. Here and now, the labels we create cannot divide us. Come on, the voice cannot divide us. For we believe your kingdom lives. Your kingdom lives. Just you, come on. Here and right here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, here and now, yeah. Come on. Here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, in our midst. Right here and now, your kingdom lives. Here and now, here and now, yeah.
Gonna get loud in here, come on. Been wondering, purpose that's drifting. We're chasing a feeling, a place of belonging, a place we can let go of all of the shame that we borrowed, and all of this searching has brought us to one thing. Let me hear you, come on. Jesus is a come on. 'Cause heaven, what is good? We're singing with angels. Can't you hear? You know what to do? What to do? Hey, come on. It's gonna get loud. Yeah. The story, it's changing from peasant to prince in the making. Your presence gives worth to our dreaming. The God dream is better than scheming. Come on. So riches and status we're leaving. The world's got nothing I'm needing. 'Cause the maker who came up with breathing is bringing us into his kingdom. Jesus, he's calling now. There's a seat at the table. Lay your burdens down. Lay 'em down, yeah. 'Cause heaven is getting louder now. We're singing with angels. Can you hear the sound? Let's go. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Listen, can you hear it? Can you feel it? Oh, it's here and now. Heaven is here and now. Yeah, heaven's gates have swung wide. veil between you and I is torn clean apart. We're back to the start. Let me hear you. You're stepping into this space to breathe. We're back to the, come on, are you ready to go? Let's go, come on. Heaven's gates have swung wide. The veil between you and I is torn clean apart, yeah. Back to the start, yeah. You're stepping into this space, hey, to bring us out of our graves. Back to your heart, oh, back to the start, yeah. Jesus, come on. He's calling now. There's a seat at the table. Lay your burdens down. Lay down, yeah. 'Cause heaven is getting louder now, yeah. We're singing with angels. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear it? Everybody, let's jump. Hey, 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 hey. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Hey, hey, hey. Can you feel it, students? Heaven is in this place. And that's what it sounds like right there. You guys may go ahead and take your seats.
Yo, what up, crew? How we doing? How we doing? Hey, listen, we don't normally do this. Normally at CCV, we like last week means nothing to us. We're blazing forward, but I have a question for you. Last week, you had an opportunity to sit with your group for an extended period of time, and you were handed a list of 10 things. 10 difficult things, maybe hard things, maybe scary things. Just here to remind you, are you doing them? You doing them yet? You following through on those things? Now would be a great time to text your group chat and like, crap, he's on to us. We've done nothing in the last 7 days. Figure it out. Figure out where you're gonna go serve. Figure out what books of the Bible you're gonna start reading. Figure out who you need to start texting in your contacts. We would love you to be students that are Christ-centered difference makers in our community. That's what we're calling you to do. Here's what I need. You have a partner. Pick a partner next to you. I don't care who said it is. Just figure it out who it is, someone you're next to. In a second, you're gonna settle a debate between you and your partner. I'm gonna give you 2 things, and you're gonna debate which of the 2 things has the worst name. And so, there are 2 things. Partner 1, what you are debating in favor of is you think that an orange is the worst named thing ever. An orange, that's it. If you are partner 2, you think the only thing worse than an orange is a fly. All right, you have 15 seconds. Go, debate, talk about it, settle it, settle it. Settle it. All right. Here's what I think is crazy. At some point in the history of time, someone just decided to name an orange, and it just stuck forever. And the same with the fly. Like, there are a lot of other things that are orange, and there are a lot of other things that fly. And I'm just not sure why we landed on those 2 things, but things have bad names all the time, and it's kind of random. Like, whatever they're labeled as right away, it sticks. Like, have you thought about this? Like, your driveway, guys, you ain't driving in your driveway. It should be called a parkway, right? It's part. Listen, oh yeah, I got more of these bad jokes. All right, here we go. One more bad joke coming. That's not a great sign. We're using a lot of sticky notes in this message, so it's gonna be a long one. All right, so other one, listen, toothbrush Unless it's like specifically like your Uncle Chester in Tennessee, like there's multiple teeth in your mouth. It should be a teeth brush, not a toothbrush. But I think what's interesting is oftentimes, whatever something is labeled, that thing tends to stick to it. It stays on it, and we continue to call it that, and we continue to allow it to affect what we think about it. And that's silly and it's dumb when you're talking about oranges and flies and teeth brushes. But I think a lot of us have been labeled something personally. And whether we want to admit it or not, it tends to shape what we think about ourselves. Guys, this is gonna work, trust me. All right, maybe you've been called athletic. Maybe you've been labeled a homeschooler. I don't know. Maybe you're artsy. I don't know. Maybe you're a musician. Okay, listen. We're not using that anymore. Here's what I think is fascinating though. It's crazy to me that oftentimes the words that are said about you, you tend to live up to or live down to. And when the words are like that, when they're benign, when it's athletic, it's homeschool, it's not a big deal, those probably don't affect us that much. But I tend to think, if we were honest, a lot of us have been labeled something that hurts. It's painful, it's difficult. And so I'm gonna have 3 people come out who chose to be vulnerable. You give it up for these 3 people. Cheer for them. I gotta grab. Yo, what up? What up? Come on up here. Stand right here. All right. So quickly, what is your name?
Sam.
Sam. Shout out Sam. Give me grade in school.
I'm a senior at Liberty.
All right, senior Liberty. Hey, just listen. Full disclosure, none of these kids are from East Valley. Sorry, East Valley, we didn't drive anybody up here. All right, well, what's your name?
Hey guys, I'm Lauren.
Yeah, all right. And where are you from? What grade are you in?
Sandra O'Connor, senior.
All right. And we have?
Austin.
Yeah.
Senior at Mountain Ridge.
Senior at Mountain Ridge. All right, we got 3 of us go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So here's what we did. And before we get going, let me just say this. Like, I asked them ahead of time to be vulnerable, and I think that you would be aware, like, to come up here is hard, it's difficult, and just give them some respect of being vulnerable. So I asked them ahead of time, what are some words that people have said about them? And kind of just how that impacts them. So Sam sent me 2 words at a time. He said lazy, and he also said overconfident, are 2 words that have been used to describe him in the past. Can you maybe explain a little bit about why you chose one of those words?
Yeah, one of the words I picked was overconfident. I think this is both a label that's kind of been given to me and also that has been put on myself. This label has stopped me a lot of times from progressing and things that I want to do because I feel like it'd be too boastful to do that. And yeah, it just overall stopped me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. So Lauren, she sent me these 2 words. She sent partier and not enough. Would you be willing to just be vulnerable a little bit and share why you chose one of those words?
Yeah, for sure. I chose not enough because my freshman year, I was starting off new at a new school. I was on the softball team, and I was told by my coaches that, like, next year I probably wouldn't progress enough to, like, be able to move on to the next level and go to varsity. So throughout that kind of, like, stopped me from growing a lot and, like, being good at softball and wanting to be there. And it led to a lot of, like, self-doubt in the future.
No, I would imagine, Lauren, yeah, thank you, clap for that. I would imagine that Lauren isn't the only person that has been put in that spot. That has been told something They didn't have what it took. And whether you fight it or not, it's so easy for that to take over what you think about yourself. This is Austin. He sent me these two words, controlling and fake. Austin, can you slide over here? You want to share a bit about why you chose one of those words?
Yeah, I chose fake because like whenever I was labeled that, it was just a little like discouraging and disheartening because I tried to be just like the same person to everybody, and being labeled that kind of like doesn't help that.
Yeah. I think you're stuck with that statement. Here's what I want. They're gonna stay here for a second. I want you right now, can you take out your phone, take out your notes app on your phone? Here's what I want. Can you just be honest with yourself for a few seconds? What words would you write down? What statements have been said about you? How have you been labeled in a way that's negatively impacted your life? As something that you feel like you have to continually fight to overcome. As you're writing that down, I'm thinking about a dude in the Bible, his name's Solomon. And Solomon, this is pretty crazy, by Christians and non-Christians at the time, was labeled the wisest man to have ever lived. Pretty sick title. I'm coming for it. It's not probably gonna happen. They watched this sticky note fiasco. They're like, yeah, ain't gonna happen for you, Jake. And in the Bible, King Solomon wrote a book of Proverbs, and it's literally just a list of things to encourage us and to push us towards being better humans, better Christ followers. And he says this in Proverbs 18, this is verse 21, I love this. He says it this way: death and life are in the power of the tongue. Let me say that again. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. And I think you know that because you wrote it down. You're aware of a bunch of words that have brought death to you, that have brought hurt to you, that brought pain to you. But because we know that that is true, that words bring like hurt and pain, what's super cool is on the flip side of that, words can also bring life. And we get to decide what words we allow to describe ourselves. So I had these guys, I had them write down some words that have been positive and some words that have brought life to them going forward. And this is for Sam. We have encouraging, we have hopeful, and we have bold. Want to share one of these words? What's the one that you want to choose?
Yeah, I think the word that's inspired me the most is honestly hopeful. Having that mindset of people telling that about me, and that's just really encouraged me to continue to be hopeful and to encourage others in their faith.
All right, Lauren gave me kind, driven, welcoming. You want, listen, just scoot over a little bit, okay? It's going great.
Okay.
Listen, I'm holding on to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be preaching for hours if I let go.
So the word that I chose was kind. I think I reach people the best in my faith through being kind to everyone and showing like God's love through me. Yeah, that's why I chose kind.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Austin. Austin had 3. He gave me optimistic, he gave me joyful, and he gave me intentional. Why don't you share a little bit, Austin?
Yeah, joyful. I feel like oftentimes I've been like called joyful or like have a lot of energy, but that's not like really me. It's nothing that I do, but it's just like because I have Jesus and that just like fills me with His Spirit.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, give these guys a hand. These guys a hand. Thank you so much. You guys can head backstage. Big cheer. Hey, we're gonna do the same thing. Here's what I want. Open up your notes app again. Try to give me a few words that you've been labeled that have been positive, that have encouraged you, that have spoken life into you. Man, I hope I hope that you're someone that realizes the power of words. That you're aware of sometimes like the impact that they can have on your life. I hope that you realize, hey, like you have the ability to choose what words are true about you and the ones that you're gonna like play in your head over and over again. Are you gonna continue to choose and dwell on these red like negative words? Or are you gonna be the person that chooses the green words? The words that bring life. We don't say this often, but I'm actually convinced that these next few weeks, this series could change your life. I think we have the opportunity to hear about words that can be spoken into us through our Heavenly Father, but also think critically about this. And if I want you to just think about one thing, in a second, you're gonna go out of your space and you're gonna do something hopefully super fun. Here's it. This is all I want you to think about. Think of the pain, think of the hurt, think of the frustration that you feel when those negative words are said about you, when you've been labeled in a way that's negative and hurtful. Live in that for a second. And then live in those words that are positive. They matter. And so this is the question. If words matter so much when they're spoken about you, are you being wise with the words you're speaking of others? Let me pray. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for what you're doing in this space. God, words mean so much, and that's why we have your scripture to be empowered with and be encouraged by. Truth that we can engage with and read. And I'm so excited for Dustin to come next week and preach about the truth that Jesus has for us and the way that he labels us. Encourage us as Christ-centered difference makers to be students that realize that our words aren't just said and just go away, but they're words that oftentimes can stick and they can land and they can be important in people's lives. Let us be students that speak life. We love you, Jesus. In your name, amen.